Joan Williams, no, Kang Joan now, stands in front of a full-length mirror in a room filled with white silk and golden light. The hanbok she wears is traditional, ivory white with crimson embroidery, hand-stitched by Min Jae's aunt, made for a bride being welcomed into a Korean family that spans 5 generations. 6 months ago, she married Min Jae in a small private ceremony with just Yoon, Detective Okonkwo, and Ji-hoon as witnesses. Legal papers, quiet vows, a knife instead of a ring. But today is different. Today is the traditional ceremony. Min Jae's extended family, his business associates, the formal introduction of his black wife to Seoul's elite, the official statement that she's not just his partner, she's his equal. Joan adjusts the delicate fabric across her shoulders. She's never worn anything like this. Never imagined she would. "Yama, you look like a princess." Yoon bounces into the room, already dressed in his own miniature hanbok, navy blue with gold trim. His hair is styled perfectly. His smile is bright enough to light the entire mansion. "A warrior princess," Joan corrects, pulling him into a hug. "The best kind." He grins up at her. "Appa is waiting. He keeps checking his watch. I think he's nervous." "Kang Min Jae? Nervous?" Joan laughs. "The man who stared down 20 armed attackers without blinking? He's nervous about marrying you, again." Yoon giggles. Ji-hoon says he's been pacing for an hour. Joan's heart swells. 6 months ago, she was running for her life, sleeping with a gun under her pillow, certain she'd never live long enough to build anything real. Now she's getting married. Officially. To a man who chose her over his empire's safety. To a family she'd die to protect. Her phone buzzes on the dresser. Yoon reaches for it. "Should I?" "Leave it," Joan says quickly. It's probably just Ji-yeon asking if we're ready. But something makes her look. Unknown number. Video message. Joan's blood goes cold. She picks up the phone, hands suddenly shaking. "Yama?" Yoon's voice is worried. "What's wrong?" "Nothing, baby. Go check on your appa. Tell him I'll be down in 5 minutes. But, please, Yoon." He sees something in her face. Something that makes him obey without argument. He leaves, closing the door behind him. Joan presses play. The video is grainy, dark, shot in what looks like a basement or storage room. And then a face appears on screen. A face she saw die 9 months ago in an Accra hotel room. Thin, scarred, hollow-eyed, but unmistakable. Dele Okonkwo, her partner, her friend. The man who pushed her into a service elevator and told her to run. The man who died buying her 30 seconds to escape. Except he didn't die. He's alive, and he's angry. "Hello, Joni." His voice cracks through the speaker. Nigerian accent thick with exhaustion and rage. "Surprised? I was too. Surprised I survived. Surprised you didn't come back for us. Surprised you're out here, playing house with a Korean gangster while Kofi, Amara, and Rashid died screaming your name." Joan's legs give out. She sits down hard on the edge of the bed. "You left us," Dele continues. His eyes are dead, haunted. "You ran, saved yourself. And now you're getting married, wearing white, living in a mansion, while we rotted in that hotel, while they tortured me for 9 months trying to get information I didn't have?" Tears stream down Joan's face. "I'm coming for you, Joni, coming for everything you built, your gangster husband, your stolen family, your pretty new life." Dele leans closer to the camera. "I'm already in Seoul, and I'm bringing it all down, every single piece." The video cuts to black. Joan stares at the blank screen. She can't breathe, can't think. Dele is alive. Dele is alive, and he thinks she abandoned him. The door opens. Min Jae enters, looking devastating in his traditional black hanbok. He's smiling, until he sees her face. "Joan?" She looks up at him. At this man she loves more than her own life. At this family she's finally allowed herself to have. And she knows. The past isn't done with her yet. Have you ever been blamed for something you had no control over? How did you handle it? Drop your story in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you're already hooked on this final chapter, hit that like button so I know you're here for Joan's last fight. Let's get into it. Before the video, before Dele, Joan's life had become something she never thought possible. Beautiful. She wakes up every morning in Min Jae's arms, trains with his guards in the afternoon, teaches self-defense classes to women at a studio she opened in Gangnam, has dinner with Yoon every night, homework and laughter and normalcy. She married Min Jae 3 months ago in a quiet ceremony. Just them and a handful of people who'd earned the right to witness it. Detective Okonkwo officiated. Yoon cried happy tears. Min Jae proposed with a knife, and she said yes with a kiss that lasted so long, Yoon made gagging noises. The nightmares still come sometimes, the guilt, the faces of her team. But Min Jae is always there, holding her, reminding her she's allowed to live. They chose to save you, he whispers in the dark. Honor that choice by living, fully, completely. So she does. She learns Korean, cooks with Min Jae's housekeeper who's become a friend, trains Yoon every afternoon, watching him grow confident, strong, fearless. She's been working with Detective Okonkwo to help other survivors of violence, using Min Jae's resources to fund safe houses, therapy programs, legal aid, turning her pain into purpose. And today she was supposed to officially become Kang Joan in front of Min Jae's entire family. His sister Yoon flew in from Busan with her 2 children. Min Jae's elderly grandmother made the trip from Jeju Island. Aunts, uncles, cousins, people who've spent the last 6 months hearing about Min Jae's mysterious black wife and are finally meeting her. It was supposed to be perfect. And then Dele's video arrived. Min Jae closes the office door behind them. Joan stands in the middle of the room in her wedding hanbok, phone clutched in her shaking hands. Show me, Min Jae says quietly. She plays the video, watches his face go cold, that terrifying mask of emotionless calculation she hasn't seen in months. When it ends, Min Jae takes the phone, studies it. This was sent 15 minutes ago. Tracking the number now. He texts Ji-hoon, looks at Joan. Tell me who he is. Dele Okonkwo, my partner in Accra, former Nigerian Special Forces. We worked together for 3 years. He was... Her voice breaks. He was my best friend. You said he died. I saw him die. I heard the gunshots. Joan closes her eyes. He pushed me into the service elevator, told me to run. I heard him scream. I thought... Min Jae crosses the room, takes her face in his hands. You thought he sacrificed himself to save you. Yes. And now he's alive and angry. He thinks I abandoned them, left them to die while I saved myself. Tears spill over. Min Jae, what if he's right? What if I should have stayed, fought? What if I'm the reason? Stop. Min Jae's voice is steel. You survived because he made sure you did. Because your entire team made sure you did. You don't dishonor that by dying with them. But I'm happy. I'm here in a wedding dress planning my future while they're all dead, and Dele was tortured for 9 months because of me. Because of the people who killed them. Not you. Min Jae kisses her forehead. We'll figure this out. Together. A knock on the door. Detective Sarah Okonkwo enters. She's wearing a traditional Nigerian gil and dress. Was supposed to be a guest at the ceremony, but her face is pale. You got the video, she says. Joan stares at her. How do you... Because Dele Okonkwo is my cousin. Sarah's voice cracks. And he contacted me 2 weeks ago. The room goes silent. What? Sarah closes the door, locks it. I didn't tell you because I wasn't sure it was real. The message came through an encrypted channel. No video, just text, saying he was alive, that he'd escaped, that he was coming to Seoul. She looks at Joan with anguish. I've been trying to track him, to find him before he found you, but he's a ghost, trained the same way you are. Min Jae's jaw tightens. What does he want? Revenge, against Joan, against the people he blames for what happened to him. Sarah sits down heavily. When we were kids, Dele was the gentlest person I knew. Became a soldier to protect people. Left the military to do private security because he couldn't stomach the politics. He was good, Joan. One of the best men I've ever known. What happened to him? Joan whispers. Sarah pulls out a classified file, sets it on the desk. After Accra, I kept investigating. The cartel that ordered the hit? They didn't just kill your team. They captured 4 of you alive, tortured you for information about who else knew about the money laundering. Joan's hands go numb. Kofi died after 2 days, Amara after 5. Rashid lasted 2 weeks. Sarah's voice is clinical, professional, the only way she can get through this. Dele survived 3 months of interrogation, and then what? Minjae demands. They broke him, offered him a deal, work for us or we kill your family in Lagos. Your mother, your 3 sisters, your nephew. Sarah looks at Joan. Dele chose his family. He became a cartel enforcer for 6 months. Killed at least 8 people we know of. Maybe more. Joan feels like she's been punched. No, Dele wouldn't. Dele would do anything to protect the people he loves. You know that. It's why he pushed you into that elevator. Sarah's eyes are red. 3 weeks ago, he killed his handler, escaped a black site in Morocco, and he's been hunting you ever since. Why me? Joan's voice is barely a whisper. I didn't make him kill those people. I didn't. Because you're alive and everyone else is dead. Because you found happiness while he became a monster. Sarah stands. Because survivor's guilt doesn't care about logic, Joan. You know that better than anyone. Minjae is already on his phone. Ji-hoon, I want full lockdown. No one in or out. Yoon doesn't leave the panic room until I say so. And find me everything on Dele Okonkwo. Military record, psychological profile, known associates, everything. Joan looks at the wedding hanbok she's wearing. 2 hours ago, her biggest worry was whether Minjae's grandmother would approve of her. Now her dead best friend is alive and coming to destroy everything she loves. We need to cancel the ceremony, she says quietly. No. Minjae's voice is absolute. We don't give him that power. We don't let him take this from you. Minjae, he's dangerous. So am I. So are you. He pulls her close. We've fought cartels, assassins, and traitors. We can handle one broken soldier. Sarah clears her throat. There's one more thing. Dele's last message to me said if Joan doesn't meet him alone, he'll release files exposing your entire operation to Korean authorities and Interpol. Let him, Minjae says coldly. I've spent 6 months legitimizing my businesses, moving money, cutting ties with criminal operations. If he wants to expose me, he'll find most of it is already legal. Most isn't all, Sarah points out. Then I'll deal with the consequences. I'm not letting Joan face him alone. Joan looks between them. At Minjae's protective fury, at Sarah's torn loyalty. Where is he? Joan asks. Sarah hesitates. Where is he? I don't know, but... Sarah pulls out her phone, shows a text. He wants to meet you, alone, tomorrow night, abandoned warehouse in Incheon. Then I'll go. Joan! He was my partner, Minjae. My friend. If there's any chance I can reach him, I have to try. Minjae stares at her for a long moment. Then he nods slowly. You'll go, but not alone. I'll give you space to talk, but I'll be close, and if he tries to hurt you, I know. Joan cups his face. You'll kill him. Without hesitation. They don't cancel. Joan walks down the aisle in her white hanbok with Yoon holding her hand. Minjae waits at the altar in traditional black, looking at her like she's the only person in the world. The ceremony is beautiful. Traditional. Exactly what they planned. But Joan can't stop thinking about Dele, about the rage in his voice, about the hollow look in his eyes. When Minjae kisses her, officially in front of 200 witnesses, she kisses him back with desperation, because she doesn't know if she'll survive tomorrow. And she needs him to know. She loves him. She always will, no matter what happens. Joan can't sleep. Minjae holds her in the dark, both of them staring at the ceiling. Tell me about him, Minjae says quietly. The man he was before. Joan closes her eyes. Dele was the best of us. Strong, smart, protective. He joined the military at 18 because his father died and he needed to support his family. Became Special Forces by 23. Left at 28 because he couldn't follow orders that got civilians killed. She smiles sadly. We met on a job in Lagos, protecting a diplomat during peace negotiations. We clicked immediately. You loved him. Like a brother. Like family. Joan's voice cracks. He taught me half of what I know. Pushed me to be better. Made me laugh on the worst days. When my mom died, he flew to Ghana for the funeral even though we weren't on a job. Just showed up. Because that's who he was. And now I don't know. The man in that video? That's not Dele. That's someone the cartel broke and reshaped into a weapon. She turns to look at Minjae. What if I can't reach him? What if there's nothing left of the man I knew? Then you'll do what needs to be done, because that's who you are. Joan knows he's right, but that doesn't make it easier. Joan's self-defense studio in Gangnam is destroyed. She gets the call at 7 a.m., races there with Minjae and Ji-hoon to find every mirror shattered, equipment vandalized, and spray painted across the main wall in red. How many had to die for your happiness? Pinned to the mirrors are photos. Accra, the hotel. Crime scene photos Joan has never seen. Kofi's body, Amara's, Rashid's. Joan turns away and vomits. Minjae pulls her into his arms while his guards secure the scene. He's trying to break you, Minjae murmurs. Don't let him. But Joan can't stop staring at the photos. At her team. Dead because she survived. Minjae's sister arrives from Busan with her 2 children, a daughter 7 and a son 5. Joan is elegant, beautiful, runs a legitimate luxury hotel chain and has spent the last 5 years refusing to speak to her brother because she disapproved of his criminal life. But she came for the wedding, came to meet Joan. The introduction is awkward. Joan's first words are, "You married a killer. What does that make you?" Before Joan can respond, Yoon bursts into the room. "Aunt Joan, you can't talk to Yama like that." His face is red, furious. "She's the bravest person ever. She saved me and Appa. She teaches me to be strong. She's a warrior and a protector and I love her." Silence. Joan stares at her nephew. At this confident, fierce child who used to have panic attacks. "Yoon!" "No, everyone keeps saying mean things about Yama because she's different or because Appa used to do bad things. But she's good. She's the best person I know. And if you can't see that, then you should leave." He storms out. Joan starts to follow. "Wait." Joan stops her, takes a breath. "I'm sorry. That was unfair of me." "It's fine." "It's not." Joan sits down, gestures for Joan to join her. "I haven't seen my brother in 5 years. The last time we spoke, he told me he didn't need family, didn't need anyone, that his empire was enough." She looks toward the door where Yoon left. But that child, that happy, confident, fierce child, that's not the traumatized boy Minjae described 6 months ago. You did that. Joan's throat tightens. "I just taught him to protect himself." "You taught him he was worth protecting. That's different." Joan's eyes soften. "My brother was dying inside, raising Yoon alone, drowning in guilt over Hae-jin's death. I kept waiting for him to crash, to lose himself completely." She reaches out, takes Joan's hand. "And then you showed up, and somehow you saved them both." "I didn't." "You did." Joan squeezes her hand. "So I'm sorry. For judging you, for assuming. Minjae sent me files, explained what you've been through, what you survived." She pauses. "You're not just a warrior. You're the kind of person who fights for other people. That's rare, especially in my brother's world." Joan blinks back tears. "Thank you. Don't thank me yet, because I'm about to get involved." Joan smiles. It's sharp, calculating. She's Minjae's sister, after all. This Dele? He's staying somewhere in Seoul, and I own 6 hotels in this city. If he's checked into any of them, I'll find him. Ji-yeon's connections pay off. Dele checked into a low-rent motel in Itaewon 3 days ago. Used a fake name, paid cash. But the description matches. Min-jae's team raids the motel at 2 a.m. They breach the room. Explosives! Not enough to kill, just enough to warn. They detonate with a roar, blow out the windows, send guards scrambling. No one dies, but the message is clear. I was Special Forces too. You can't catch me. Left behind on the bed. A photo. Yoon. At his new school. Taken yesterday. Joan holds the photo with shaking hands. He knows where Yoon goes to school. Min-jae's face is carved from ice. Pull Yoon out. Homeschool. Until this is over. He'll hate that. I don't care. I'm not giving Dele another target. Joan knows he's right. But watching Yoon cry when they tell him breaks her heart. Yoon overhears Min-jae and Joan talking about the bad man coming for us. He has his first panic attack in 6 months. Joan finds him hyperventilating in his room, holds him while he shakes. I'm scared, Iyama. I'm scared he'll hurt you, like the men who hurt Appa before. Baby, I won't let anyone hurt me. But what if you can't stop him? What if he takes you away like they took my real Iyama? Yoon is sobbing. I can't lose you. I can't. Joan pulls him close, rocks him. Listen to me. I made you a promise, remember? I promised I'd stay. I promised I'd always protect you. She pulls back, looks him in the eyes. And I keep my promises, always. But, no buts. Your Appa will protect me, and if he can't, I'll protect myself. That's what warriors do, Yoon. We fight, we survive, we come home. She wipes his tears. And I will come home to you, no matter what, okay? Yoon nods shakily. Okay. But Joan can see the fear in his eyes. And she knows. This has to end. Soon. A package arrives at the mansion, no return address. Inside, a burner phone. It rings the moment Joan opens the box. She answers. Hello, Joni. Dele's voice, tired, broken. Ready to stop playing games? Dele, please, let me explain. You'll get your chance. Tomorrow night, midnight, abandoned warehouse, Incheonport District. Address is already in the phone. Dele, come alone, no guards, no gangster husband, no Interpol cousin, just you and me. His voice hardens. If I see anyone else, I detonate explosives I've placed at 3 locations in Seoul. Your studio, Yoon's school, and a cafe in Hongdae with 200 college students inside right now. Joan's blood turns to ice. You wouldn't. Wouldn't I? I've killed 8 people in the last 6 months, Joni. What's 200 more? Pause. You have 24 hours. Come alone, or everyone dies. The line goes dead. Joan stares at the phone. Min-jae appears in the doorway. What did he say? She tells him. His face goes white with rage. He's bluffing. What if he's not? Joan's voice shakes. What if he really has explosives? What if I don't go and people die because of me, again? Then we find the bombs, disarm them, take away his leverage. In 24 hours? Min-jae, this is Seoul. Do you know how many schools, studios, and cafes there are? We'll never find them all in time. So what are you saying? You go alone? Walk into a trap? I'm saying, I go and try to talk to him. Try to reach the man I knew, the man who saved my life. Joan steps closer. And if I can't, then I do what needs to be done. Min-jae stares at her. You'll kill him. If I have to, yes. Joan. He's threatening civilians, Min-jae. Children. He's not the man I knew anymore, and I can't let innocent people die because I'm too sentimental to pull the trigger. Min-jae pulls her into his arms. You won't be alone. I'll be close. Maybe not in the room, but close enough. He'll know. I don't care. You're my wife, Joan. I'm not letting you walk into a trap without backup. Joan wants to argue, but she's too relieved to object. Okay, pause. If someone you loved became a threat to innocent people, could you stop them, even if it meant killing them? Drop your answer in the comments. I need to know what you'd do. And if you're still with me, hit that subscribe button because we're about to reach the end, and you do not want to miss this finale. Let's keep going. The warehouse is in Incheon, industrial district, abandoned for years, surrounded by empty lots and rusted shipping containers. Perfect place for an ambush. Joan arrives alone, but Min Jae and 10 guards are positioned on rooftops 300 meters out. Snipers, watching through scopes. Dele Okonkwo insisted on coming. She's with Min Jae, watching her cousin through binoculars with tears in her eyes. Joan enters the warehouse. It's massive, dark, only a few overhead lights working. In the center, a chair. Sarah is tied to it, gagged, eyes wide with fear, and behind her stands Dele. He looks worse in person, emaciated, scarred. His dark skin is covered in burn marks, knife wounds, evidence of torture. His eyes, once warm and full of life, are hollow. But his gun is steady, pressed against Sarah's temple. "Hello, Joni." His Nigerian accent is thicker than she remembers. "You came." "Of course I came. You threatened innocent people." "Did I? Or did I just know that's the only way you'd show up?" Dele smiles. It's bitter. "You always cared more about strangers than your own team." "That's not true." "Isn't it? You ran, Joni, left us to die, saved yourself." Joan takes a step closer, hands visible, no weapon drawn. "You pushed me into that elevator, Dele. You told me to run. You saved my life. And I've regretted it every single day." His voice breaks. Joan stops, stares at him. "What? You think I wanted to survive?" Dele's gun shakes slightly. "You think I wanted to be the one who lived while everyone else died? While they tortured me for information I didn't have? While they made me into a monster? Deal?" "They broke me, Joni. 3 months of torture. Then they offered me a deal. Work for us or we kill your family. Your mother, your sisters, your nephew." His eyes are wet. "So I did it. I killed for them. Became the thing I swore I'd never be. And you know the worst part?" Joan can barely breathe. "What?" "I was good at it." Dele laughs. It's broken, hollow. "Turns out all those years of protecting people made me very good at killing them. 8 confirmed. Maybe more. I lost count after a while." Sarah makes a muffled sound behind the gag. Dele doesn't look at her. "I escaped 3 weeks ago. Killed my handler. 3 guards. Stole a car and drove until I found a port. Stowed away on a cargo ship to South Korea." He finally looks at Joan. "And you know what I thought about the entire time? You, living your perfect life, playing house with a gangster, raising a kid that isn't yours, building a future while we rotted." "Dele, I didn't know you were alive." "Would it have mattered if you knew?" His voice hardens. "Would you have come back, risked your new family, your Mafia boss husband?" Joan meets his eyes. "Yes." Dele stares at her. "Liar. I'm not lying. If I'd known you were alive, I would have come. I would have moved heaven and earth to find you, because you're my family too, Dele. You always were." "Then why didn't you?" Dele's voice cracks. "Why didn't you come back to check, to make sure? You just ran and never looked back." Joan's throat closes. "Because I was terrified. Because I heard the gunshots and saw Kofi's blood and Rashid was screaming and you pushed me into that elevator and told me to run." Tears stream down her face. "And I've lived with the guilt every single day. Every single night I see your faces, hear the gunfire, wonder if I could have saved you if I'd just stayed." "You couldn't have." "I know, but guilt doesn't care about logic, Dele. You know that." Silence. Dale's gun lowers slightly. "I've dreamed about killing you," he says quietly, "for months. It's the only thing that kept me going. The idea that I could make you hurt the way I hurt. Take away everything you built the way they took away everything I was." "Then do it." Joan steps closer. "If killing me is what you need to find peace, then do it. But let Sarah go first. She's innocent. She's your family. She's been trying to help you." "I don't want help," Dele shouts. "I want—" His voice breaks. "I want to go back. To before Accra, before the torture, before I became a killer. I want to be the man I was, but I can't. That man is dead." "No, he's not." Sarah's muffled voice comes from behind the gag. Dele yanks it down. What? That man isn't dead. He's right here. The man I knew, he would never hurt innocent people. He protected them, even when it cost him everything. Sarah's eyes are red. You contacted me 2 weeks ago, Dele. You could have come straight here, could have killed Joan and disappeared. But you didn't. You reached out, gave me time to find you, to stop you, because part of you, the real you, doesn't want to do this. Dele's face crumples. I don't know how to live with what I've done. Then don't. Joan steps even closer, now only 10 feet away. Don't live with it. Die as the man you were, but let me help you do something good first. What could I possibly do that's good? Testify. Sarah leans forward despite the restraints. Against the cartel. Expose the black sites, the money laundering, the people who did this to you. Your testimony could save hundreds of people still trapped in those places. Dele stares at her. And then what? Prison? I've killed 8 people, Sarah. I'm not getting immunity. No, but you'll get mercy. Psychological evaluation, treatment, a chance to heal. Sarah's voice softens. I can't give you your old life back, Dele, but I can give you a purpose, a chance to turn your pain into something meaningful. It won't bring them back, Kofi, Amara, Rashid. No, Joan says quietly, but it will honor them. They died protecting people. You can do the same, just in a different way. For a long moment, Dele doesn't move. Then slowly, he lowers the gun. I'm so tired, he whispers. Joan closes the distance, takes the gun from his hand. He doesn't resist, just collapses to his knees, sobbing. I'm sorry, Joni. I'm so sorry. I couldn't. Joan kneels beside him, pulls him into her arms. I know, Dele. It's okay. It's over now. Behind them, Minjai and his guards enter the warehouse, moving cautiously. Sarah signals that it's safe. Minjai approaches, looks at Joan holding her broken friend. He's surrendering, Joan says quietly. He's going to testify, help take down the cartel. Right, Dele? Dele nods against her shoulder. I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes. I can't keep running. Then you won't. Joan pulls back, looks him in the eyes. You'll face what you did. You'll help others. You'll heal. It won't be easy, but I'll be here. However you need me. Dele stares at her. Why? After everything I've done? Threatened your family? Your students? Because warriors don't leave warriors behind. Not anymore. Joan stands, helps him up. We survive together. Or not at all. Sarah cuts her own restraints. She'd been working on them the whole time, Joan realizes. Approaches her cousin carefully. Dele! I'm sorry, Sarah, for dragging you into this, for... She pulls him into a fierce hug. You're my family. You're always my family. We'll figure this out. Minjai's guards move to restrain Dele, but he doesn't resist. Just looks at Joan one more time. Thank you for not giving up on me. Never. And then, gunfire. From outside the warehouse. Minjai's head snaps up. Snipers, get down! They dive for cover as bullets shred the air. Who the hell? Joan shouts. Cartel, Sarah yells. They found Dele's location. They want him dead before he can testify. 8 men pour into the warehouse. Armed, professional. The final battle begins. Joan and Dele move on instinct. Years of partnership, training, trust. They fall into rhythm immediately. Dele grabs a gun from one of Minjai's guards. Joan already has hers drawn. They take cover behind shipping crates. Just like Lagos, Dele shouts. Just like Lagos, Joan confirms. They move as one unit, covering each other, trading shots with cartel hitmen. Minjai and his guards engage from the other side. Sarah commandeers a weapon, provides cover fire. The warehouse becomes a war zone. Bullets, smoke, shouting. Joan takes down 2 attackers. Dele gets 3, but there are too many. One breaks through their line, aims at Joan's back. Dele tackles him. They struggle. The hitman's gun swings toward Dele's head. Joan fires. Double tap. The man drops. We're even, she shouts. Never! Dele grins. For the first time, it looks genuine. They keep fighting. Slowly, systematically, they eliminate the threats. Min Jae's guards are well-trained, professional. The cartel hitmen are good. But Joan and Dele together? They're unstoppable. The last attacker tries to flee. Min Jae shoots him in the leg. He falls. Ji-hoon secures him. Silence. Smoke clears. Everyone's breathing hard, checking for injuries. And then Dele staggers. Joan catches him. Blood spreads across his shirt, abdomen, gunshot. No. Joan lowers him to the ground. It's okay, Dele gasps. Not fatal, just hurts. Don't you dare die on me, Dele Okonkwo. Not after I just got you back. He laughs weakly. Bossy as ever. Min Jae is already on the phone calling for medical. Sarah applies pressure to the wound. Dele looks up at Joan with clear eyes. Thank you, he whispers, for not giving up on me, for believing I could still be saved. You saved yourself, Joan says fiercely. You chose to come back, that's all you. Warriors don't leave warriors behind, Dele quotes. Smiles. I'm holding you to that. Good, because you're going to testify. You're going to help take down the cartel. You're going to heal. And then, Joan squeezes his hand. You're going to help me run a trauma recovery center in Seoul, for soldiers like us, because we deserve a second chance too. Dele's eyes fill with tears. I'd like that. Sirens in the distance. Help is coming. Joan holds her friend's hand, and finally, lets herself believe. They're going to be okay. All of them. Dele testifies in The Hague. International Court. Full immunity in exchange for complete cooperation. He exposes 3 black sites in Morocco, Libya, and Mali. Provides names, locations, bank accounts. Interpol rescues 47 prisoners. The cartel's West African operation collapses. Dele is sentenced to psychiatric treatment and community service instead of prison. He'll never be fully free, but he's alive. And he's trying. Joan opens the center 6 months after the warehouse, a beautiful facility in Seoul, funded by Min Jae's legitimate businesses and international donors. Therapy, job training, legal aid, community. For survivors of violence, military personnel with PTSD, former security contractors, victims of trafficking, a place for broken warriors to learn they're not alone. Dele works there, leading group therapy, training self-defense classes, helping others find purpose after trauma. I can't undo what I did, he tells Joan one day, but I can make sure others don't become what I became. Joan hugs him. That's all any of us can do, turn our pain into purpose. Yoon visits monthly. Her children adore Yoon. They've become inseparable cousins. She and Min Jae have reconciled fully. You brought my brother back to life, she tells Joan. I'll never be able to repay that. You already have. You helped save Dele, your family. And she is. They all are. Joan stands in the mansion garden on a Sunday afternoon, training Yoon. He's 10 now, taller, stronger, confident. Min Jae joins them, has taken to learning hand-to-hand combat from Joan. Again, he says after she sweeps his legs. You're getting better, she teases. I have a good teacher. Dele sits on the porch, watching. Still healing, but smiling. Sarah arrives for dinner. She's become a regular fixture. Aunt Sarah to Yoon, friend to all of them. Ji-yeon's children race through the garden, laughing. And Joan. Joan looks at all of them. This family she built from blood and survival and impossible choices. Her phone rings. Detective Okonkwo. Joan, got some news. The last of the cartel leadership was arrested this morning. It's over. You're officially free. No more threats. No more hunters. Joan closes her eyes. Thank you, Sarah. Thank yourself. You're the one who never gave up. Joan hangs up. Looks at Min Jae. It's over, she whispers. Really over. He pulls her close. Kisses her forehead. No, it's just beginning. And he's right. Because this, all of this, is just the start. Yoon calls out, "Yama, Appa, come on. Dele says he'll teach us the Lagos technique." Joan laughs, takes Minjai's hand. They join their family in the garden. And for the first time in over a year, Joan isn't running, isn't hiding, isn't fighting to survive. She's just living, fully, completely, with the family she fought for, the empire she built, and the peace she earned. She came to his house to hide. She stayed to protect his son. She fought to keep her family. She saved a broken warrior who thought he was beyond saving. And now she's building an empire where broken people learn to heal. Because some warriors are meant to run. Some are meant to hide. But the best ones stand their ground, fight for what matters, turn their pain into purpose, and build something beautiful from the ashes. Joan Williams came to Seoul as a ghost. She's leaving as a queen. And her story is just beginning. This is it, the end of Joan and Minjai's journey. From maid to warrior to wife to queen. From hunted to hunter to healer. If this story touched you, if it made you cry or cheer or believe that broken people can find peace, hit that like button and let me know in the comments what your favorite moment of this 3-part journey was. Subscribe to Soul Heart Stories for more Afro-Korean romance that will absolutely wreck you in the best way possible. Where are you watching from? Drop your country below. I want to see how far Joan's story traveled across the world. Thank you. Thank you for spending these 3 hours with Joan, Minjai, Yoon, and Dele. Thank you for believing that survivors deserve happiness, that warriors can find peace, that love is worth fighting for, that broken people can heal. This is Soul Heart Stories, where every ending is really a beginning. How's your day going? Let me know in the comments below. Until the next story, stay blessed, stay loved, stay fighting for what matters.